This video is by Straight Goods News. SGNews.ca.
My question to the Prime Minister is, when he found out that a secret deal had been cooked up in his office by his Chief of Staff that may have breached the Criminal Code and the Parliament of Canada Act, did he ask for a complete briefing on it by Nigel Wright? And if so, what was involved in that deal? Surely he must have asked for the document or whatever memo or whatever email. If he has that, will he present it to Canadians? And if not, why didn't he try and find this out?
But the government says there are no documents that they know of.
Well, what we're hearing from John Barrett is that they don't know anything about this deal. My God, we're talking about a potential crime that happened in the Prime Minister's office involving his Chief of Staff and one of his key senators. I would think the Prime Minister would say, I want to know what happened and I want to be able to tell the Canadian people what happened. And if $90,000 changed hands, there's got to be some paper trail somewhere, even if it was written on a napkin. Has he asked for that? And if not, why not?
But do you believe that the Prime Minister had no knowledge of this and there are no documents of this secret deal that happened in the PMO?
Not only are we being told the Prime Minister had no knowledge, not only are we being told that there's no document, we seem to have no interest in any of the Conservatives actually finding out what happened. They're just shrugging and saying, oh, geez, imagine that. A few days ago, the Prime Minister apparently found out about this and said he had complete confidence. Then they described this as an honorable and then an ethical act, and now suddenly they're all shrugging their shoulders. It doesn't pass any kind of credible test.
But do you believe him when he says he didn't know?
Well,
no one knew?
I'm having to talk in response to a Prime Minister who's 5,000 miles away from this, who hasn't come clean with the Canadian people. I'd ask the Prime Minister, if this kind of stuff goes on in his office and he doesn't know it's happening, and this goes on, this has been over the last number of months, then there's certainly a question of competence, and I think the Prime Minister is a fairly competent man. So I'd like to ask him, when he found out, did he hit the roof and did he find out how this could have happened without him knowing? Because otherwise we're left wondering just what kind of manager is this Prime Minister?
So you don't believe it?
Well, I have no reason to believe the Prime Minister at this point, because I have seen nobody in the Conservative Party take any kind of responsibility, come up with anything other than legal weasel answers. These are serious issues. The Prime Minister of this country is the lead legal person in the country. He's the man who sets the legal agenda for our country. For him to find out that something potentially illegal happened in his office and have absolutely no interest in finding out the details and coming clean with Canadians, I find that shocking.